I believe you'll be your. I love that part. I can be your. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, I love that. Hey, I gotta tell her that again. I gotta tell her again. Oh, she didn't put her name up. Hey, Bonafides and YouTube otherwise. It's me, Seaman, Ted, and I'm back. I'm back with another video. And if you're in here, you're good to go. Woo! Hey, Bonafides and YouTube. Otherwise, it's me, Cemented. And I told you I'd be back. Those were the sounds of at It's Low Key D on Instagram. That's my girl. If you need any music engineering, music producing, track writing, anything to put together for your YouTube channel or any other event or reason, please contact my girl at It's Low Key D, and she'll be sure to get you together, honey. To get you together, honey. Okay, and tell her that I sent you. Okay, okay, okay. All right. Okay. All right, let's get everything set up. A little house cleaning. I told you I'll come back so we can talk about this daggone Bravo TV. Hold on, we got our first visitor. What's up, Kenneth?
Hey, I'm just chilling out. I was gonna take a look at this Real Housewives of Atlanta.
No, it ain't Atlanta. It's
That's what
Salt
it's
Lake.
saying, right?
Not on
That's
my
what
title.
I got it on Bravo right now. They're
No,
saying
no,
Real
no.
Housewives.
I know, but that's not what we're talking about. Atlanta not on right now. Or if it's on right now, it's a previous season. We're talking about Salt Lake City and Orange County.
Oh, I just got a little bit of OC. I haven't had a chance to really catch it all the way through, but I caught a little bit of uh of the OC.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, okay. Well, okay. So I'm waiting on Mimi to come up, and we're gonna review, and if you have something to commentate on, then you can.
All right,
Okay.
I'll hop down a free up spot for Mimi.
Okay. Well, like I said, come back if you know something that we're talking about.
All right.
Okay. Thank you, Kenneth. Where's Mimi now? Oh, she. I hope she getting a picture. Let me put. Oh, I already have it in there. Okay. All right, honey. Listen, y'all. I hope folks then came back because YouTube don't like you to get off and start back up. They don't want to send no more notifications out. Oh, there she goes. Still ain't got no picture.
I knew you was gonna say something. I know you, girl.
Okay, so listen, honey, we're gonna start with Salt Lake City real quick. We'll start with OC real quick. Do you watch OC?
No,
You should.
I know.
Okay,
I'm gonna get into it for you.
okay, okay. So we're on like episode 2 or 3 on OC real quick. Okay,
Okay.
OC has gotten rid of all the old heads. Every old head is gone, right? And
Hmm.
they resurfaced with some of the girls that's been around for several years, and then some new girls, right?
Hmm.
And these girls, I like the high and low that we see with these girls, um, because like we have Gina, who is a divorcee who has totally lost all of her little wealth that they did have, and is with another dude with a bunch of kids, and they're all living in the same house, and they're not rolling. And then you have the whole other high end of Heather Dubrow with this like $20 million house or something, and it's like 20,000. Hey, J Mello, it's like 20,000 square feet of just opulence and craziness and stuff like that, right? Well, the big storyline right now is, for one, Heather's house. Everybody's been talking about it. It's been in construction for several years, and it's just done. It is like out of control, everything you could ever want in your house and more. Okay. And Heather, I like her. Her husband is the one. Her husband is those is part is the duo, is part of the two the duo. of the surgeons, Terry DeBro, and then that other dude that his wife was on OC or was on Beverly Hills. It's the two little short dudes that do surgery all over the place, and everybody be talking about them. Oh, I forgot what the name of that show is. So you said Heather and Terry are disgusting. Why? Mm-mm. Terry was never handsome to me. All right. So basically, um, Heather has come back after being gone several years. Her house is complete, and she's like totally like my house, not going around talking about it, but she's opening the house up for botched. Thank you. She's opening up the house for whoever wants to go look at it and stuff like that. Well, Shannon Bedore used to be married to this famous like songwriter composer dude, and that's written stuff that we've heard of. And he cheated on her, and they went back and forth for years, and this ugly divorce and all this stuff like that. And then while she's not broke, she's not destitute by far. She's just not at her previous standard, and she was a hating bitch going through Heather's house. Okay, I don't care what nobody's saying. The way she was looking and doing and stuff like that, she was so much hating. Well, Heather is back. Remember, she was building a house and she had went off. She's back and she's friends with some new girl that's on the show. This new girl that looks like she's drunk and high all the freaking time. She looks like who's that Baywatch girl? I forgot what her name was. The white woman with the blonde hair and the big titties. She just looked like she's wet and drunk and high all the time. Well, Shannon basically is saying, hey, telling two other girls on the show, hey, y'all, this lady that Heather says she's friends with, she sued Heather's husband several years ago. So how are they even friends, right? And she was like, well, I'm not trying to say anything. I'm not gonna say anything about it. Pamela Anderson is what like a wet Pamela Anderson. And so she was like, the girl was like, Shannon is a hater, and Shannon's all like, don't say anything though, don't say anything to Heather. Well, the two girls that she tells it to are like, wait a minute, now we're rolling around with Heather, we're getting to know Heather, we're all up in Heather's house, and we got a secret, it ain't gonna work. So Heather has this big housewarming party, and one of the girls, Gina, who's from New York, like Heather, and has connected with her on the New York thing, sits Heather down and said, look, girl, Pamela Anderson chick sued your husband back in the day, and Shannon told us about it. And she was like, what? And so Heather's all nervous about, don't be saying, no, you didn't sue my husband and stuff, and he's a plastic surgeon, on TV. So she started shutting down the cameras, cut it off, we're done, get out of here, all this stuff like that. But I love the way her husband came back down and addressed the girl, because the girl hadn't even been in there saying nothing. It was Shannon telling everybody that girl had sued the husband. And she go down there, her Terry and what's her name? Heather and her husband go down there and they're like, listen, we know that this was all a mistake and that everything got dismissed anyway. We're not tripping off of it. And the lady started crying. They ain't no girls, everybody 40 something. And she was like, I just like the way they came and approached it. They could have ran from it. They could have kicked her out the house. They could have tried to act like, oh my gosh, I can't believe, but I like the way they came and confronted it with the woman, talked it through. The woman's like, yeah, I was a young model. My lawyers were telling me I need to pursue this because this, that, and the other, but I wasn't even tripping about what had been done or whatever, and they were like, listen, we ain't tripping. He's like, you had some complications. They were feeding her information. You had some complications. And, a couple of things didn't work out because this and this with your body, and, these type of things happen and people get sued all the time, but it doesn't mean there's any merit in anything, so they came and they brushed that off. And,
I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
So, is Shannon like the charade of the show, and like Heather is the king? When they were battling with those houses and like, and they were like making comments about each other's houses. So is Shannon kind of like she's jealous because she got more money, and her house is kind of like, you built your house up and all that type of stuff. So now she started mess because she's kind of jealous of what Heather has.
Yeah, I guess I could. Yeah, I could say Shannon. No. Heather definitely has the charade house, and Shannon definitely has the Kenya house. And but I don't understand why Shannon was even. I do understand why Shannon was kind of looking a little jealous. But when Shannon first came on the show, she had the one of the big, nice, crazy houses and stuff like that, and she didn't mind talking about it and walking you through it. So it was like, bitch, one good turn deserves another. You know what I'm saying? Hello.
Oh yeah, I was listening.
Oh,
So
okay.
now it's kind of like, well, my money is dry, but like yours is still flowing. So I gotta find some way to get at you because I can't compete with you with the money.
Well, no, she's actually not trying to get at her. She just couldn't help her hate because they had
Um,
fallen out the last time that Shannon was up on that show. They had fallen out. But now that Shannon is back, not Shannon, that Heather is back, Shannon wants to be her friend. But
but you can't be nobody friend like that. Going
yeah,
around saying
keeping
that
up no
this girl
rumors
was
behind their
someone,
back.
yeah.
Hmm.
Uh.
Shannon's very messy and she likes to throw a rock and hide her hand. She's always been like that.
Oh, she's a Lisa Barlow.
Ali- yeah, she's kind of a Lisa Barlow from Salt Lake City. Okay, so let me run through OC real quick. So the house thing was a thing. The suit thing was a thing. What you have? Okay, so if your established friend had told you that your new friend is friends with somebody who sued their husband, would you go and tell the new friend about it, or would you keep the secret like your established friend told you? Answer in the chat real quick.
I
I'm
think
good.
I would keep the secret, and then I would have to get to know that person because I can't just come and run back and tell you everything that a rumor that I hear in the street. Like some stuff I keep in my pocket, but I need to get to know you first so I can judge you off of my opinion of you, not all the rumors that I'm hearing in the street. That's just me.
But the rumor wasn't about the new friend. Okay, friend A tells oh, wait. There's friends A, B, and C. A tells B, hey, friend C has a friend named D or friend D, and who sued her husband back in the day. But don't tell friend C about friend D. Friend B says, "Oh, well, I can't be all up around this woman and all up in through her house and stuff like that and holding a secret and she kiki and laughing and with a biatch that you know what I'm saying, then sued her husband." So friend B goes to friend C and tells it.
Oh, I don't see nothing wrong with that. If like it's kind of like I don't want to be fake in your house, and then I don't want this to come back up later, and then like ha
You
ha
looking at
ha, I
me,
invited you in my home. I we sat down and broke bread, and you had this kind of in your pocket, and
yeah,
then it just boom explodes on me.
right? So I kind of felt like, in my opinion, that Gina and them was doing a little too much for me. I feel like you didn't even know Heather to be trying to make sure that she knew about this other lady. You know what I'm saying? I kind of felt like they could have held that until they got to know Heather a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Like, because my whole thing would have been like, girl, yeah, we was up in your home warming party with this secret, but y'all, it wasn't no secret to me because I didn't know damn one of y'all. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, I just feel like she didn't know them. She didn't know Heather, and I'm just like, I just felt like they was trying to have a storyline for the first 3 episodes. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like I feel like they was worried a little bit about nothing, a little bit too much about nothing.
Did you
Oh,
see Jay Mello's comment?
I'm sorry, I'm putting goddamn on what you call it in my other video. I'm coming back. Hold on, because I'm talking. Look, I can do that when y'all can't see me on the thing. Oh hell no, bitch! Y'all playing? Hold on. See, they be playing with my ads, y'all. I'm telling y'all straight up. Oh wow. Okay. Well, I'll come back to that. They be playing with my ads. Okay. J Mello says, "Oh shoot. Okay. I do love Heather's fashion. Heather's fashion is boring. I have a what? How did that come back up? Oh, it was never up, down. Okay. I have a soft spot for Shannon. You do? Why? Okay. They always tried to bully her. Heather was very messy when Shannon's husband had that affair. So I don't remember. I don't remember. Girl, I'll be forgetting stuff. Okay. Heather didn't tell Shannon the secret. She knew about her. Shannon was literally pleading with her. Oh, when Heather knew that the husband was cheating? Okay. So yeah, so it might be some payback. And then I remember when Shannon was going up the thing, she was like, and she was going up the stairs, she said, "You don't know these people," or something like that, or whatever. Yeah, okay. So she's like, "Baby, it's some cute payback." But then why does Shannon sit up there at Heather's house and keep coming back to her, telling me, "I want to talk, can I talk to you? Can I talk to you? Can I talk to you?" I mean, after that whole thing with that lady and Terry and her husband, or Terry and Shannon, Terry and Heather went and talked to that lady. Shannon kept coming back to her talking about, "Can I talk to you? Can I talk to you? Can I talk to you?" I'm like, girl, like if you was doing the setup, let the setup be the setup. But now you holler, let me, can I talk to you? Can I talk to you? No, let the setup be the setup. Because you was going doing too much and sit there like, oh my gosh, I don't want to hurt her. Girl, boo. Why would you even come up and say any of that shit? Why didn't you tell her? Why didn't you say, you know what? You was already asking her, is this lady's name this? When you was talking to her on the phone, because you were trying to figure out if she was talking about the same person you knew her to be. And when you found out she was like, girl, do you know she sued your husband? I mean, how hard is that? Okay. Now, the other thing is, I feel like the girl Emily, her name should be Gina. She just looks like a Gina, but that's not her. Emily and her husband are in a good place. I don't like how she clowned him talking about during COVID they lowered the bar exam score to be able to pass the bar. And so therefore his score that he had made allow him to pass the bar. I said that's cold blooded. See, that's why y'all are snarky with each other, and that's why they don't get along like that. That's why they've always been ugly towards each other and having trouble, and people looking at their marriage like, what kind of marriage is this? Because they're both freaking snarky. Ain't no way I would have said that on TV about my damn husband. You know, a man's ego is so, fragile and stuff like that. But yeah, so I guess they all, she done had some body work done and she been working out and stuff, and he done passed the bar and the stress is off of him. So I guess they are back happily in love. I'm not mad at it. I'm glad because honey, their relationship was very tenseful and very hard to watch. So I'm not mad at that. Who else was I thinking? Who else was in there that I was thinking about? So then they got this mixed girl named Novella. What's her name? Somebody said Noella. Noella is a thirsty snooch in my rebel son voice. Okay. So she got this ambulance chaser husband, right? And she's mixed. Her mom is a white woman. Her dad looks like he's like Jamaican or something like that. And she's all like, girl, yes, I have this, I have that. And when she's all her stuff is like flash in the background, it's all like pecan wood. You know what I'm saying? Stuff from the 90s and stuff. Like the house and stuff is not there's no fab in the house whatsoever. Now her wardrobe is very nice. But she's very outspoken, very loud, very like she's very much an extrovert. And she got told, and she about to get cussed out by Heather because Heather told her that one of her girls is bisexual and Noella is bisexual. And over at Heather's party, she gonna turn around and say, hey, and call the little girl's name out. She ain't really no little girl. She probably like 18, 19. And gonna say, are you Mickey or whatever the little girl's name is? She's like, yeah. She's like, oh, I'm Noella. I'm bisexual too. Oh my gosh. And she runs and she hugs her. And I was like, you know what? I don't think I'm gonna like Noella. I know J Mello. I know your type. You have a type. Yes, it's Ufuma. Yes, honey. She gets very much new money. She's disgusting. Okay. Her husband is in legal trouble like Tom Girardi. Them lawyers, honey. Them California lawyers, baby. Honey, she is a trip. That daggone Noella, she's gonna be a mess. She's super thirsty. And then the other new girl, what's the new girl that looked like Pam Anderson that sued the husband? She just looks drunk as a skunk, baby. I don't know what her problem is. Then they got this blonde plastic surgeon. She and the thing about her is She is one of them workaholic people. She's got kids and a beautiful husband, and she one of them workaholics and stuff. And she don't cook too much. I don't think she don't be around the house too much. The kids want her to come home. I'm like, Chad, didn't we just have that with somebody else last season? I forgot who it was, but I do like this lady. I like her. I like her personality so far. I don't know if this show is gonna f her husband up, because see, I thought that it was gonna f Emily and her husband up, but this husband right here seems like he is somebody who's so not flighty for like so much, but more so of just a free spirit, that some of the business telling that she's doing would not fly. What's up, Miss Matthews? What's my type? Your type are the shallow witches that dress the flash, the
Not you going at Jamila already.
yeah, that is her type. It's the shallow ones, the ones that are supposed to be the beautiful people, the enchanted ones, and ufoma. Okay. Um. Also, I'm mixed like her. I'm not going to root against the only black woman on the show. It ain't about rooting against her. It's like, get you some class, wench. Sit down and act like you've been somewhere before. That's what it is. Okay. You say you mix, like, okay, so you identify with her being mixed. Okay. I'm like, now it's so many mixed people in the world. Are we still just identifying with folks because we mixed? I mean, for real. Like, I don't identify with folks just because they black. Not no more. I don't. Not on TV shows. I mean, maybe in real life, definitely in real life. But on TV shows, I don't no more because I've seen myself so much. So don't you see? Don't you feel like that mixed is represented in in our I guess social media and TV and movies and stuff? Just answer that question. Yeah. Do you think that is represented well and enough? Do you think you see yourself, representations of yourself enough? Then see, it's a different question when you ask, do you think you see yourself in your situation enough? I don't think I see the single mother, good job, good good on her finances, raising the kids enough. I don't see that. I do, but it's different when you only have one person of color on the show full of white people. Yeah, and then she don't really look like a person of color. To me, she looks white with she like a white brunette to me. Like one of them brunettes that got look like a little tan. We're gonna see what her personality is a little bit more. Let's see what her personality is before I dog her out. You don't see the regular black girl from the suburbs, yeah. Not the Fresh Prince of Bel Air suburbs, the regular suburbs, the 4 bedroom, 2 baths suburbs, eat-in kitchen. I'm not a Vicky fan, but I tolerated Vicky. Black people are not indigenous to the ghetto. Exactly. Exactly. So I know I didn't tell you that much, but it's only like 2 or 3 episodes of OC. Y'all really should go check out OC. They're fun. OC has always been fun. That's one thing you can count on with OC. They are the originators of the entire franchise. And one thing you can always count on is the OC to be fun. OC gets driggity drunk. OC lives in the suburbs of houses that before all this inflation was houses that a lot of us could be living in. You know what I'm saying? Even in California, especially like when it first came out. Um OC is some younger and older. They ain't all like 60s. They ain't none of them 60 actually. She's thirsty just like Claudia Jordan, Kenya Moore, who you love. Well, I'm kind of done with Kenya. I'm not into Kenya like that no more.
Oh, you must have watched that Ultimate Girls Trip thing.
No, I haven't watched it yet. I haven't been into Kenya since the whole marriage to that dude thing.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. And so yeah, I still follow her on Instagram, but I'm not. And then her daughter's mouth is too smart. I'm gonna say that. Oh, her attitude is very can be very smart. The little girl, like not smart intellectual, even though I think she is smart in the brains. But I think just her little she like like that her Brooklyn. My Brooklyn would have to tell her Brooklyn to sit it down before you get fucked up. Okay. Uh,
Let's sit it down. But she
yes.
got that from her mama. Kenya got a smart mouth.
I do too, but mine didn't have none with me. See, the little girl got it with her mama. Okay, mine
Oh,
didn't have
mine's
no.
know not to play. I
Now
said she
mine,
say
but
something. I said, who you talking to? Nobody. Oh, okay.
okay. Now mine got a little smart mouth now. You know what I'm saying? And we be looking at each other. It'd be like Diddy and that man that was on that singing show. We be looking at each other like, "Hello, are you crazy?" And she be like, "I might be crazy." I'm like, "Nah, I don't think you're crazy, but I just might be." Nah, sis, you're not crazy. So yeah, so that's what we be going through with that. Okay. So I'm done with OC. Let's talk about Salt Lake City. I'm gonna let you start on that. You run it. You run Salt Lake
Okay.
City.
Okay. Which episode? What are we starting from? Are we
Just talk
starting?
about whatever. The whole what's going on.
Okay. Let's just start with. Well, shoot. We'll run down everybody's storylines.
Girl, it
So
sounds like you need some lotion on them hands when you rub them together.
I've been washing dishes, child. I had so many.
I'm
I mean, I
messing.
was cooking.
I'm messing. Go ahead.
So okay, let's run people storylines. So Jen. Oh my god. Okay, Jen's storyline, honey, baby, the feds and pulled
Okay, hold on,
up.
hold on, hold on. We are talking about Salt Lake City, Utah. Okay, this is the second season. So if you feel like you want to indulge after we talk, there's only two seasons. This is definitely Salt Lake City, Utah. This is Mormon country. They do talk about Mormonism a lot. They do have a whole black woman, and then this lady who is Hawaiian or something, and she married to a black man, and then the other women are white. This is very much to me, in my opinion, very different type of cast because they're in a spot that we don't ever really talk about hardly. And it seems like every single woman is an alpha woman at home, you know, with each other. It just seems like all of them is some straight bitches to me. Okay, but go ahead.
Okay, so really, we gonna say the season really picked up when Jen got picked up by the feds. Jen is she's a thieving, conniving woman. She was taking money from the elderly and from the disabled, and then she had got picked up by the feds. Okay, so they was
Allegedly.
well, I mean, they ain't alleged. I mean, the charges are there, but okay, alleged for this channel purposes. Sorry. Um.
I knew somebody was gonna say Whitney, but go ahead. I'm gonna talk about Whitney in a minute. Go ahead.
Okay, so she got picked up. They was on their way to Vail. All the stuff started popping off. So everybody's trying to figure out what's going on. Here we go with Lisa Barlow getting all her 6 lawyers on the phone. Oh my God, what is going on? Just got
Mhm.
picked up by the feds. Why do you need 6 lawyers on retainer? First of all, and then why would
She's
you
super
start calling
dramatic.
them? Huh?
Okay, she's super dramatic, but wait, we have to explain what kind of business Jen was running. So Jen was running some kind of business where, can you explain it?
So it's kind of like with the ads and subscriptions. So
Yeah.
those subscription based things. So
Mhm.
like HSN, they were paying some type of subscription every month. Well, these people didn't know that these things were being charged to their credit card. So the subscription would come off their credit card and then they'll flip it and make it to other ads and things. So it was a whole scheme, and Todd didn't set this up, honey.
Okay.
And so she was taking these people money and they didn't even know what was coming out their credit card. Cause like the people that she had working for them, they would call and set up these subscriptions for these elderly people. They'll say, hey, this is for your retirement. Would you like to invest in our insurance? We can help you with your 401k,
Mhm.
stuff. And they're like, sure, sign me up. And they don't know what they're signing. what they signing up for. So months down the line, they done forgot that they signed up for this thing, but they getting charged every month for it. You see what I'm
Mhm.
saying? That's why you gotta lock your car, honey. Cars have features now. Lock your car, people, okay? Because I lock mine every time. Okay.
Right.
Um. So she got picked up by the feds. Well, let's start with the lie she said. Somebody warned her. So I'm thinking that it was her husband because
Mhm.
she answered the phone. She said, "Hey, baby," and she was like, "Oh my gosh, what?" And then she told, "Okay, Whitney. If for y'all don't watch the show, she's the petite blonde lady, and she talks like this. She talks like a baby. Um, she asks her, she asks her to unmic her, and so she gets off the bus, and then she gets back on. She's like, "Hey guys, I gotta go. Sharif was just in the hospital for internal bleeding. Oh my gosh." They're asking her, "Oh my gosh, what's going on, Jen?" Like, "I don't know. He got internal bleeding and things like that." It was a whole lie. She made it up. Somebody tipped her off saying that the feds was on their way. So as she's going, the feds pull up on the
Okay.
cast.
Wait. So at the time that this happens, the girls are all getting on like a sprinter
Sprinter
bus.
bus.
Yeah, on a sprinter bus to go to Vail in Colorado. And then remember they live in Utah. So everybody's meeting at one girl's business place so that they can get on the bus and go. So Jen rolls up and she's all like, and the Jen, if you ever saw the Salt Lake City, any kind of premiere or whatever, she's the one who looks like her face is a mask and it's real long and wide and she got that black hair. She looks like somebody drew her face as a caricature or something. It's horrible. And so she gets on the bus, gets a phone call. She's all like, "Oh, okay, I gotta go because my husband's got internal bleeding at the hospital." So she bounces, but we all know that it was somebody tipping her off. So like moments after she leaves, the Homeland Security, the police for the Salt Lake City, all them niggas is out there ready to take her. Right? They storm the bus like, "Hey, where's this lady at? We want her." Da da da. All the other ladies like, "Wait, hold on, what in the heck is going on?" You know what I'm saying? Because they supposed to be going on vacation. Okay, so go ahead.
Okay, um so they come the camera crew got the feds are like, "Hey, we need where's Jen Shaw? We need to talk to her." Da, da, da. So Heather gets off the bus. Heather is, if y'all see a picture of them, she
She what?
she's the heavy set white lady with the blonde hair, and they're meeting at her business on the sprinter bus. So she gets off like, like a regular wank. Oh my gosh, I think I'm getting punked. What's
Mhm.
going on? No, Jen just left. Oh, okay, so. Long story short, they're going on their girls trip to Vail, Colorado, and the news breaks about her. At this time, it was alleged that she was charged for fraud and stuff like that. And so they all get talking about what do they think is happening. Here comes Whitney breaking everything down. Okay, so they get
Yeah,
on the
so Brit, I want to know how Whitney and see when Whitney's breaking everything down on the sprinter bus when they cause see the Jen leaves because she got tipped off, she go home, right? But the rest of the girls decide to go head on the vacation, right? So they all like, "Oh my gosh, what happened?" As they riding down the street to the vacation. Well, Whitney is all like, Whitney knows everything about this lady's business, and I'm looking at her like crazy, like, "Bitch, how do you know everything about this lady's business? How what the fraud is meaning? Like when they say fraud, what is meaning in relation to her business?" That was just very strange to me.
well, she said she went to business and marketing school, and that she said on Watch What Happened Live something about she went and researched it after she talked to Jen because she still didn't understand it.
Yeah, but she was. This is after she talked to Jen. I'm talking about on the bus. You
Well,
acting
I
like you
know.
understood
Well,
enough.
yeah, I'm just saying what she said on Watch What Happened Live when she was on there, and they asked her like, "How did you know all about this? How could you break this down?" Just like,
Yeah.
"Well, I went to business and marketing school, and then I researched some of this stuff."
So
I'm
it
like,
means to me, it means that you knew that she was doing some dirt, and you had already knew that it was eventually going to happen to her. That's what that sounds like to me.
I mean, she knew more about it than Lisa. Lisa had to get her 6 attorneys, so I'm like, "You broke it down like that, okay?"
Right. Okay. So these clowns they sit up and they say, "Oh, they sit up there, they talking about it all the way there, all the way there. They call the girl who's hosting the trip, who's already there. Her name is Meredith. Meredith and Jen already got drama like since last year, the first season, because Jen is just wild and crazy and loud and ignorant and shit. And she like was over at Meredith's house and kicked her legs up. And Meredith's little son, who's uh, he hasn't come out yet, but he hasn't come out and said he's homosexual. But right now, it appears that he may be homosexual. And so, and with that, he has like a little queen personality, a little bit. So he's all like, oh my gosh, I saw her vagina and this and this and this. And she don't even fool with her no more, mom. Like she's trash because her vagina. And so he goes all on the social media and talks about it. He says on the show, talks about it on the show, but see the thing, I mean on the social media, but see what he didn't realize is that baby, everybody's not gonna let you do your queen shit on them. You know what I'm saying? So you want to talk that you see my vagina, and I'm fit to talk about you. So she done dogged out the little boy, and he ain't even no little boy. He like 20, 21 years old. So she done dogged him out. Jen dogged him out. You know, she's saying she's making assumptions onto his sexuality and all this like this on social media. So they battle it out for like a year and a half, and on this season they end up apologizing. The boy apologizes. Everybody comes back, kumbaya. But Meredith really has never let it go. So when they're on the sprinter bus and they call Meredith to ask about it, what we see Meredith doing is not being bothered. She don't give a damn about what happened to the Jen. She is literally like, oh yeah, okay, I figured that something like that would happen, and you know, whatever. When are y'all gonna get here? Woo, woo, woo. When they arrive to the daggone place in Vail, Colorado, baby, Vail is bomb. My pastor from Dallas is in Vail right now. Okay. And so I've been watching. I was like, damn, that's so funny that this is coinciding. But anyway, they was like, what happened? When they got there, she wasn't even like trying to like meet them at the door with mimosas or anything like that. She's in the bathroom taking a bubble bath, a long, hot, slow bubble bath. When the girls come in, they're like, wait a minute, Meredith, I know you heard us say all the stuff that's going on. She was like, yeah, like I could give a damn. You know what I'm saying? Meredith is I could never deal with nobody like Meredith. I don't like Meredith.
But okay, so every I think all the real viewers who are not just uh, we don't like Brooks because we don't like him, but um it was said that Jen assistants were also telling her several times to put her legs down, and the producers were telling her to put her legs down. Now I don't agree with how he did it because you're like 21, 22. You should have
Mhm.
just been upstairs anyway. But you ain't have no panties on. Why is you showing me your vajayjay? I know you drunk and all that, but ma'am, can you be respectful in somebody else's house?
Well,
But
it happened though. It happened. That ain't nothing. I'm sure Brookston did some shit that in his little 21 yeardom. You know what I'm saying? That was tasteless at some point. And I feel like the fact that you are a kid with your mother's friend and you doing all that he was doing in that moment that she was kicking her leg up, he was out of line.
yeah, it was out of line because but then for her to go on social media and just the way she just did, I was just like, okay, you
See, I don't
said,
have no dragging kids policy. My thing, you 21 years old, you're drugged. I'm dragging. See, but the thing what I didn't like about Jen is when Meredith confronted her and she's like, I don't even run my page. No, bitch, like you bad enough. You know what's being said. You
that's
bad
that.
enough. That stuff being said.
Hmm.
Just say, I don't give a damn. You should have got that little boy was grown. He talking his yang. I'm talking my yang. And that's what's going on. Now you want to cease it, he can cease it, and we can both decide to cease it and go ahead on.
But you can tell that at that point Jen was lying because Heather even confronts her about the stuff that she wrote about her on Twitter. She was like, "Oh my gosh!" At first, she's like, "I didn't write that. I didn't write that. And somebody else wrote it for me." Then she's
Yeah.
like, "Jen, why are you lying? Like, I have screenshots of you." And she's like, "Well, I don't remember writing it." And I'm like, "Girl, you wrote that, okay? You wrote all of that stuff." But
I
I
know,
don't
right, Jay Miller.
that's not I don't think the Brooks thing is it's just a cover for Meredith being mad at Jen. For this episode and last week's episode, she states why she's mad at Jen when she's taken up for Mary, when she says Jen went around insinuating that she had an affair. Remember that was a whole big thing last season. that Jen made a whole thing when she went and told Whitney, well, Meredith, she's seen other people, and yeah, when Self's out of town, one time we went to Chicago and she was meeting up with a man. That I believe that was, but Meredith is kind of like me. Like I just let you keep digging yourself a hole, and then I'm gonna come back at you with all the stuff that you kept just messing with me about.
Mhm.
I think the real reason she's mad at Jim because she started that thing about the affair, because that trickled down to her and Self.
Right.
So the Brooks thing was the underlying, and then all the other stuff that she about the dude stealing the clutch and all that stuff. So
Right. Okay, so this is my thing. Okay, so Meredith is acting like she don't care. She really doesn't care what's going on with Jen. Um. Okay, so I think it's best if we go back and just like discuss all the women real quick.
okay,
Jen is a Polynesian lady married to a black man that's a Muslim named Shah. He's a coach of like I think basketball. Or some, is it basketball?
I think it's is it football, basketball?
NFL?
It's
Is it
He's a
NFL?
coach. He's an athletic coach for something, child.
Right, for something, right? And they got two little mixed boys. They look black though. Shit, Sharif and something, and
Omar.
Omar. And her Polynesian family, Hawaiian, whatever, they live there in Salt Lake City. So and then the black folks, they from South Central California, the black man's people. And so they come in and we get to see their blended family. Because they have money, they've helped a lot, had to help them big fat Hawaiians and them ghetto black folks in the South Central, right? So we get to see their family coming around and blended in and all that stuff like that, right? So he is a coach, so he's in and out of town, in and out of stuff. She runs her own business that is now under federal fraud investigation. Oh no, indictment actually. Okay, so then we have Heather. Heather is like the heavier set white woman. I actually like Heather. She's got a bunch of girls, right? Two
Yes, she
girls,
has about three girls.
three girls. She used to be married to this Mormon man, so she grew up Mormon. This is Utah. She grew up Mormon. She's all in the Mormon faith. Woo, 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 woo. Marries this Mormon man. I forgot why they divorced. But they divorced couple of years ago. And she's been raising the girls, and she's been getting away from the Mormon faith. She has her own business called Beauty Lab that specializes in beauty. And to me, she tries to juggle being that fair and impartial person, but we see biases coming out of her all the time, right? Which it's kind of hard to be fair and impartial. Okay. So now then we have Meredith. I don't really know enough about Meredith. I don't like Meredith, so I'm just
Why don't you like Meredith? Oh
I
my
don't
gosh.
like Meredith. I don't like her. I don't like her mannerisms, and I don't like the persona that she has a lofty persona as though like she's like some fucking godmother or some kind of I don't know like she's better than and she's an authority. I don't like Meredith. But you could tell us about Meredith. What are some key points about Meredith?
Meredith. So she's like she owns her own jewelry store. She's kind of like a fashion designer.
Oh, I didn't even know that. See, I don't even
Yeah, her and her family are originally from Chicago, and so her husband, I forgot what he says he does, but he travels a lot, which played a lot of a breakdown in their marriage the first season because he's always traveling back and forth to other
Oh
different
yeah, okay.
states. And then she has
And
two kids.
he wanted her to move at one point,
Yeah,
right?
he wanted her
Yeah.
to move, and she says, "No, I'm sick of moving." Because every time he would get a new job, she would uproot her kids and her business and things, and they would move. And now she's like, "No, I have my
And
own
she was
shop
gonna
here."
leave him, wasn't she?
Well, they were talking about they were
Mm,
separated, and then they tried to they started reconciling
okay.
their differences. Um and so she didn't want to move I was gonna say last semester, Lord, last season,
I said
be,
semester. Yeah.
because she had her business in Utah, and like she was just like getting her business up and running in Utah. That's Meredith. I like Meredith because Meredith is a whole different character that or lady we have not seen. Well, I don't really watch the White Housewives, so this is about the whitest I'm gonna get. I said I'm gonna watch OC. I try to get in Beverly Hills for Garcelle, I guess. But for
He's
me,
so disappointed, but go ahead.
but for me, she's something refreshing because we're always seeing women like go back and forth with each other. Meredith's like, okay, I'm going to say something to you, but at the level of if you start all that raw loud talking, you keep talking over me. I can never get my point out. I'm disengaging with you. I'm just gonna let you argue by yourself because I'm trying to get my point out and you won't let me. So I like her for that. I really she's like she's a no nonsense. Like she'll defend herself and she'll try to understand you. But when you're disrespecting her, she's like, no, I'm not tolerating that. I really like her for that. I mean,
Okay,
hands
we gotta
off to
move.
that because I can't do that because I get so riled up at times. Like I'm just like,
Me too.
uh,
Okay, we gotta keep moving because we still got Lisa Barlow. Lisa Barlow gives me Italian. Not that that's bad. I'm just saying like she gives me like New Jersey. Um.
well, she says she's from New York.
Oh, and she's messy. Um.
Super.
sh- She's a. You said she's a what?
She's a super messy person.
Yes, super messy. She's a fake asshole. L- Lisa Barlow is I don't care what they trying to say. Oh, how can she mastermind? She doesn't have enough time of her day. Don't even get me on that. What is that motherfucker's name? That new girl.
Jenny. Nobody likes
Whew,
Jenny.
I
She
can't do
started
Jenny.
off wrong.
Yeah. Um so yeah, like Lisa is everything everybody's saying she is. She is a master manipulator. She's a fake asshole. She's nobody's friend. She tries to maneuver in between everybody, but she offers nothing to anyone. Okay? Nothing of real substance. Nothing that you can stick your teeth into to anyone. Let's get on Mary Mother. No. Mary's last. Let's get on Jenny. Jenny's a new girl. She's an Asian girl with three kids, a husband. That's the one I told y'all before when I talked about Salt Lake City. The lady 45 years old now. On the paper she 42 because when they came from Vietnam, when they were refugees from Vietnam, they lowered her age for some kind of benefit that they were getting. But she's actually 45 and she cops to it. And she's already got three kids. The lowest kid is like 10. I think that little girl looks like she's about 10. And baby, when that little girl was trying that food out over at that restaurant and was talking about it, honey, she was rolling that food around her mouth. She's like, oh, the texture, the whatever. I love this little girl because you want to know that little girl was me when I was young. Oh my gosh, I was such a little like know-it-all nerd, like aficionado on everything. Oh my gosh, that was so me. I was like, I love, hate this little girl. I can see why people didn't like me when I was young. Okay. And so, don't hate on me, bitches. But anyway, so there was like so and she's got these other two older boys, but the husband is all like, "Oh, we're Vietnamese, and it's like almost royalty or big deal for you to have a great big family, not these three little smiggly kids that we had." Well, Jenny is all like, "Wanch, Negro little man." I done had about 18 miscarriages and stuff, and I just barely got these kids out. You want me to have some more children at 45? I don't think so. And then he told me, so well, we could get a sister wife or get a surrogate or something like that. He'd be in a butthole. But honestly, her niece came out and said that they was fronting for the cameras, which it does seem a little fake too. Like you're gonna wait until the one is 10 to be talking about some more kids, man, please. So he's some kind of like psychiatrist or chiropractor. He's a
He's a
chiropractor.
chiropractor, yeah.
Yeah. And she used to have some kind of medical clinics. I'm like, what is these medical clinics? Because that's almost basically what the Heather girl got. All these medical clinics or whatever. And then she
And
had set up.
Mia Thornton from Potomac
Yep,
got
yep.
those joint chiropractor medical clinics.
Right, but that's the franchise. She running it off of paper, off of policy and procedures. Okay, so it ain't like she is. It ain't like she came up with the shit. So there was like so so with Jenny said she sold all the key all her businesses off so she could be a stay at home mom. But now she's looking to do something else. But Jenny has a big ass mouth. Okay, Jenny talks a lot of mess. She rolls her neck. Still, who rolls their neck when they talk now? Like, girl, boo, like you appropriating blackness from like the 80s and 90s. Like you late, Jenny. Okay. And so she, she just got a big freaking mouth. She's very opinionated. She's one of those girls she's brand new to this season, and that she's one of those girls that I always say,
Boss
you
a
don't know
teacher.
how to be freaking new. You know what I'm saying? She's very, I don't know, she's annoying. And she's always trying to get big and bad and cuss people out for no reason. And then want to say, oh, I went off that day because it was the anniversary of one of my miscarriages. Girl, if you don't get somewhere and sit down, I don't give a damn, bitch. You didn't cuss me out. I'm cussing you out. I don't give a damn what happened to you on this day 2 or 3 years ago. Okay. And I mean that. Okay. I don't like Jenny at all. Period.
I think the overall consensus with Jenny, nobody kind of really likes Jenny. Well, I'm gonna say from the people that I watch, and they're mostly black. Um, um, we don't like her because I mean she was all right starting off, but the way she rubbed me wrong was when she started at Mary. Like you were new to the group.
Yeah.
Mary had not even met you. Like that was her first encounter with you. And okay, so I'm gonna explain this, and then we're gonna move on. So like, okay, so they were what were they? They were going fishing or something. Oh yeah, they were catching fish
Going
or
ice
something.
fishing. Hmm.
And so they're in the little limo thing, and Mary said something about she don't drink alcohol because it hardens her ovaries. And Lisa said, is that is that true, Mary? I'll have to Google that. So Mary got up.
Yeah.
Mary got
Hmm.
upset. She was like, "Why you think I'm lying? Like everything I say is
Every time I
facts."
say something, you tell me you need to look it up.
Yeah, and so they got into it, and then they were trying to
Well, Mary
resolve
act
it.
like she don't know why people think that, but we're gonna talk about Mary.
And so they were trying to they were trying to resolve the issue off to the side. And so here comes Jenny Thomas like, I didn't come here to scream and F and fight with nobody. Come on, let's get the F on. And Mary's like, well, can you please stop yelling at me? Like I don't even know you. Just like, can you calm it down? She's like, you don't tell me what the F and do. You don't know me and all that. And I was like, girl, pipe down, girl. Like it was just too much. I'm like, okay, you want this attention right here. Like Mary all she said was, can you please stop yelling at me? I'm gonna tell you to stop yelling at me too, because I don't know you. I said she got the right black person, because if there was any other person, we would have been fighting. Don't get in my face yelling at me. So that's why the consistency is we don't. She started off wrong, and then here she go. She's like two faced. Like she'll say something, but she'll say something in the confessionals, and then she'll be trying to back off of it, and then sometimes I don't know. She just, I don't know. Hello, hello, hello. Ooh, she in the kitchen, y'all. Oh my god. Okay, so we moving on. Who do we leave off? Whitney. I think. Do we do Whitney? I don't know. So Whitney is like she is an ex Mormon as well as her cousin Heather. She married her. Well, she was working for her husband, and then they had an affair, and so then they got married after he got divorced. They were cheating on their spouses with each other, and so now they're married, and she has two kids by Justin, and she's the cousin of
Who got you kids?
Whitney.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Is it two or three? I think it's two.
Mm.
Okay, so yeah, she has two kids, and so Whitney is cousins was mostly with everybody in Utah, because you know they believe in incest in Utah. So
Ooh.
that's how her and Heather are cousins.
Hmm.
And so then here leaves Mary, and here you go.
Go ahead.
Mary. Mary is a woman of God. She's Pentecostal. Mary has married her step grandfather. The stories are conflicting. They said she's saying that her grandmother told her to marry her step granddad in the will, but then she said there's no will. She just told her off of GP and everything. And the mama wanted to marry the step grandfather, so the family don't speak to her no more. And now this season, the thing is, her church is like a cult. She's a cult leader. Her people in her congregation looks at her like she's God. And she's stealing the church's money, and she's stealing all these people money and making them mortgage their house to give her to pay for her surgeries and her bags and everything else she got in her house because she's a hoarder.
Mhm. So when they get up to bail, because we're just gonna talk about it right now. First of all, Mary is very weird. She thinks just because it has a label on it that everything like that it's the bomb clothing and stuff. She dresses crazy. Uh, she talks crazy. She bucks her eyes and has weird mannerisms. Her little son is weird. It's like a little girl to me. Um, Mary is just a cuckoo bird, and she's always making like a mountain out of a molehill when shit goes on. Well, they confront her in Vale about that church and stuff that some of the girls had heard from people in the congregation. And she swears that there's nothing funny going on. Nobody looks at her like she's God. And them saying that she's running a cult is a lie. But anytime somebody mortgages their house to pay for your surgery and you're a pastor, that's weird. The fact that Mary married her grandmother's husband is weird. Go ahead, Mimi. Let me finish these chips real quick.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I think this episode she kind of explains like she's been through some trauma because she says like I have I have all this stuff and I talk to all my mannequins and things because like I don't have a relationship with my mom and some of my most of my family, and so they kind of took the maternal and family part, and so I talk to like my stuff in my closet. Like I don't think she. I think the weirdness, she's socially awkward because she's been through trauma, and I really want them to. I really want her to say whatever it is. She may have to wait till the husband died. It may came from him, the trauma from him. But I think she's been through a lot of stuff in her life because she's not mentally there. I'm not
Mm.
gonna say she has a mental illness or anything. I just think she has not dealt with the trauma, and the trauma, she keeps buying things trying to replace. She has a void in her life for her family and her mom, and I'm pretty sure that if she could have her mom back, she would give all that stuff away. That's just me. I really think it's something happened to her to make her be the way she is. Now, let's talk about Miss Mary. She will get you together now. She
Mhm.
will get you together because let's just talk about Bill. So Lisa, because a lot like y'all was like you were saying, Lisa don't have the time of day to be a. Why would Lisa do that? Lisa, so what the feds picking up Jen wasn't supposed to be the whole story, the whole gotcha moment. It was really supposed to be Mary's turn this season of them saying she was a cult leader and they was dropping bombs off about Cameron and stuff. But then Jen got picked up by the feds. So that put Mary by the wayside, but they coming back to Mary.
Yep.
And
They are.
huh?
I said, yep, they are.
So she made a valid point to Lisa. Okay, because Lisa going around saying, well, my friend, she got mad because Meredith mentioned, like, well, I don't want to, I'm not taking what Cameron is saying. Cameron is the ex church member of Mary's. He said that he put his house up and mortgaged his house for $300,000 to give to Mary for the church. um and that she's done all this type of stuff to her congregation and all this stuff. Well, Cameron is supposedly Lisa's friend, and
You
that,
know he dead now, right?
yeah, he died from a brain aneurysm or something.
Mm.
um and so Lisa is going around telling people what Cameron said. But so then everybody's like, oh well, here comes Heather with her bias. Oh well, we don't need to be friends with Mary if she's, because she's just as bad as Jen and things like that. And then, okay, so Whitney and Mary got into it, and so they're not seeing it for each other. So Whitney thinking, well, maybe we can gang up on Mary and we can isolate her out the group. Well, everybody was on point with it except Meredith. And Meredith is very loyal to Mary because last season everybody was talking about the so-called affair that she was having, and Mary was the only one that didn't participate in it, and she didn't give it any life. So she's very loyal. So Meredith's like, no, I'm not doing that, and I wish y'all stop talking to me about Cameron. Like, we don't know why he did that, you know what I'm saying? Which is a valid point, because I don't see you doing that. You got to did she put a gun up to your head for you to do that? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So Lisa then goes and is like, Whitney is talking about you, Mary. The only reason why Lisa did that because Meredith wouldn't go along. Meredith was the only one that was holding the plan back. So Lisa goes and posters, and she tells Mary, well, Whitney's talking about you, saying that this and that. And then she's like, well, I'm just concerned. Do you lead a cult? Are you a cult leader? And Mary makes a valid point. Who in a religious, who leads a flock has not had these rumors on them that they stealing the church's money, they lead a cult and things like that. And so then the next day, um, everybody is like, we're gonna talk about this. And then Whitney is mad because Mary gave everybody presents but her. But she said she had a present for Whitney, but she wasn't gonna give it to her right then. And then she
Right.
really didn't give it to her then after they
Right.
got into it. So here comes Heather talking about, well, I need to know these things, and Mary made another valid point. Well, did you ask these questions of Jen? Because baby, she's in charge, and I have not. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's kind of hypocritical for you trying to hold my feet to the fire, but you didn't do this of your friend. But you said your friend had a shady business.
Right.
So they all get into it, and then they fly back home. So to this episode, um um Miss Jen is calling everybody from her new number because the feds then took her phone, so she had to get a new number and a new phone.
Mm-hmm.
And then the only person that sat down with her was who
Heather.
Heather, because she's so blind to, baby. When I say, she'll probably, if Jen was Jim Jones, she'll be drinking the Kool-Aid to die. Cause
Mm-hmm.
um, so the whole thing of this episode was Jen coming to Heather, telling her what happened in the aftermath. Jen is a liar, baby. You got tipped off. She's talking about she thought she was gonna get kidnapped. I don't see how you thought she was gonna get kidnapped when you got tipped off, but okay, that's the lie you saying. Whitney talking about she called Cameron she talked to Cameron for 3 hours and she wants to take Mary down, but Whitney is such a pick me person. She she can't do nothing without having a group because she knows she can't get married together by herself because Mary shuts her down every
Yeah,
time.
she does.
And then here she go taking out a million. What she say? $1 million loan. And she spent most of their savings, and she
Yeah,
went.
I'm trying to rebrand her business. I'm like, wow, like why? I mean, if your business failed, it failed. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll have to like get some investors or something, but to spend all of our savings to rebrand it and rename it, And her husband was looking at her like she was crazy as hell too. And then for her to not only spend all of their savings, but then ask for him to co-sign another loan for 250. And she wouldn't have that damn a picture session, what photo session for the new product,
And
and
didn't have no product.
didn't have no or for the new company and didn't have no product whatsoever. That was a waste.
Now that's low budget right there.
Okay. So
That's
is
low
anybody in
budget.
here still waiting to talk about Portia? Because if not, then I mean, I kind of feel like most of the people who want to talk about Portia are gone.
Yeah, they are. It's only 9 people. Hey, Miss Matthews. Yeah, she married her grandmother's husband at the time. The grandmother was older, and she died. And however, when married the step grandfather, and he's 70, and she's like 50, and so yeah, it's all kind of, I don't know how that happened, but it's nasty.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that that woman married her grandmother's husband. That's crazy, and then had a baby by him.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
So yeah, I think they I think they let they say, baby, y'all ain't gonna talk about it in the first 10 minutes. We's gone.
Right. I'm wondering, we talk about Portia tomorrow or
I mean, if you want to, so that you can get rested, and then maybe we'll have more people come in, because that's what everybody is waiting to talk about. Which it shouldn't take that, y'all. That is very disrespectful of y'all.
yeah.
Like y'all even like, I don't watch OC, but commenting on it now. The only time you ain't gonna catch me up in here is when we talking about the other stuff I don't watch. I don't be looking at. Okay.
that what do you call it? The B sector stuff?
Yeah, that's the only time you ain't gonna catch me up in here. But I mean, thank y'all for the ones that still here. I just,
Yeah.
it's
Thank
very
y'all.
disrespectful, y'all, for people to come and then leave out, like, but it's whatever. It's
I
not my
can't.
channel.
I don't know if
Sorry.
I can say that because I know I do that too. Like I'll get into some folks' chats, and when it start getting dead, I roll out too. But or something that I don't know nothing about, I roll out. But tomorrow I have an MRI, and it's like 45 minutes. Y'all pray that I can get through it without falling out and screaming and shit like the last time.
Oh, but is this for your head?
No, no, no. It's for my fibroids. It's my checkout.
Oh,
Checkup
okay,
to
okay,
see how
okay.
much they shrank.
Oh my goodness. Well, you need
So,
to get some sleep, child. I didn't
yeah,
know.
that's okay. I'm going to do that. So I mean, child, the last time I had the long one like that, I accidentally like raised my hand. And I hit the top of that little, because you're in that little
Yeah.
cylinder, and I just started screaming and I was praying. I was hollering for them to come get me out. They had to slowly roll me out, and I was like jumping off the thing and everything. So you know,
So they can't sedate you when they doing that?
they don't. They didn't offer that at all.
I
So
was thinking they
I
supposed to
see that four
sedate
more
you.
people came. Hold on, I see that four more people came in. Are y'all Portia people or what? Y'all want to talk about Portia show, or you want me to come back tomorrow and talk about Portia show? But go ahead, Mimi. I'm gonna ask the question. Y'all put it in the chat. What did you say,
Um,
Mimi?
I was like, I thought they were supposed to sedate you for stuff like that. Well,
No, I didn't have two of them, and I ain't never been sedated for no MRI. Oh, they
mm,
said yeah, you have to be awake. Yeah.
oh, okay, okay. Well, I mean, we can come back after tomorrow after you get all your business and stuff done.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do it tomorrow.
I'll still be here because yeah, maybe we'll have more commentary from other
Yeah,
people.
more folks into it.
Thank you, J Mello. I know I wasn't I got you, J Mello. So hopefully we can, I guess, I don't know, may have to do is just edit videos for Salt Lake.
Hello.
Huh? I'm here.
I'm Siri.
Oh wait, what happened?
That was Siri. I didn't hit Siri. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Now what?
Like, I'm serious. I was like, wait, is that my phone? I was like, I don't know. Maybe we have to do. Maybe you have to just do edit videos for Salt Lake because nobody really watches it. That too. too tough. But
Yeah.
hopefully the ones that's gonna come back for Portia come back tomorrow. Okay, y'all.
Okay, yeah.
She
So we'll
said
just do.
Portia. Miss Matthews said Portia may need her own video review. Well, child, it's so much
Cause
with
I'm finna
Portia.
run it. I'm finna
We
run
gon'
these holes in the ground. Go ahead. Yeah.
I already, and you know what? And I already have a feeling you gonna mention Cordell. I already.
Oh, I hadn't even thought about him. No, I hadn't even thought about him.
The part that I thought she was gonna mention him on is when her cousin said that they're the country part of the video, and you remember the last time you was like,
Yeah.
and Cordell, what you say? Cordell said something about your
That
family.
they had their big fat funky ass laid all over the kitchen island eating pizza and shit. I am gonna say something about that tomorrow.
I
Okay,
just
thank
know
you.
you was gonna say it, but yes, man, you need to get you some rest for your MRI, and I pray that everything goes well.
Thank you.
You're
No,
welcome.
season 14 of RHOA has not started yet. I don't know if I'm very much interested though, but we'll
Well,
see.
oh, and I have to say, Kenna was saying, the Real Housewives, because you know on her on Portia's show it says the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Portia's Matters. That's
Oh,
what's
I
in the
didn't know that.
title.
Portia's
Yeah,
Family Matter. Okay.
yeah. So that's what he was saying on that. So I don't think season 14 gonna be that good either, because like who's interested on there? Like we tired of seeing Sheree. Sheree ain't got nothing new.
Mm-mm.
Sheree can't
And
even feel with her boyfriend. You know he's suing Bravo because he like y'all trying to get my probation taken back. Y'all trying to make me violate my parole.
yeah, if they would have had like Sheree, it's Sheree has to have some of the old folks in there. Sheree, Nene, even though Nene ain't gonna never come back.
Child, Andy said he threw with her.
Oh wow, yeah. And or Lisa, the Lisa girl, or I need Sheree to be on there with some of the old folks. This Drew character, I'm not into her and her crazy ass, her embarrassing ass husband.
Girl, she, I don't know. I think her Mark and Ralph are about the same person. I, I don't think.
What do you think happened right there, Mimi, with Ralph and not Ralph, Mark and Kenya? What was that?
You know what? You know I'm not no Kenya fan, but I didn't like that. I she her and that's why I kept saying last season, Portia and Kenya are the same person, and they can't stand each other, but they have similar traits. They both rushed into relationships, and then they rushed into it. They didn't get to know these people, and then you start having all these, indiscrepancies. And I don't like her, but the way he was treating her is so bad. It's like, Kenya, you display yourself as a powerful alpha female on this show, and for this man, you just I just didn't like it. I didn't like the way he behaved. I didn't like the way she was letting him have all the power over her.
Right.
And I'm just like, you got all this in argue. Like y'all be saying, well, I'm this way with this type of person, and I don't know you and I don't like you, but with my family, I'm gonna be another type. But at that point, y'all had been duking it out for custody and divorce, and you were still, I don't know, like he got some type of hold over her or something. And I'm just like, he's trifling.
Yeah.
Just the way he was like talking to her and didn't want to be around her. And I'm like, what did you do to this? Like, not what did you do to, but why is he acting? That needed to be that need to be a show of itself too. Now I don't like her, but I would watch that if she had a show like what Portia has. I would watch that show because I would want to know why he acts like this. Where the other kids at? Where the other wives, baby mamas at? Is you
Mm.
Nigerian? Cause you acting like it.
Uh-oh. I don't know
Yeah.
what his deal is. I just think that whole situation is so weird. And I'm really not in no Kenya no more. Like, I feel like she hasn't stood up for herself enough. They say she's so messy, but I'm really not. I'm like, nah, not really. Like, and then every time it's time to go back and forth with people, I'm like, I'm unimpressed. And so I'm just like, I
But
kind of got off.
they say on the ultimate, well, because I didn't watch it, but like her and Cynthia friendship is on a rock. So I don't know.
But they said Cynthia was like low down trash lap doggy on that. I haven't watched it.
Well, I mean, she's always been her lap dog, so I don't know what they would mean about that. She's always been up on the.
She hasn't been Kenya's lap dog.
Yes, she. Well, see, this where we disagree, but I mean, she's always Kenya has to be under an alpha female for her to thrive in her friendship. But I guess she said, "Well, I got a husband now. I don't really need to be under you like that."
Well, what I saw, Kenya's gonna go against her first, right? And I didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's your girl you come into the show with. And that's what Cynthia said too. Like something basically Kenya's all like,
Cause
trying to,
she's business. Like, oh, this is
yeah,
business. This is
exactly. Kenya's trying to code switch. You know what I'm saying? And acting like, these these white girls and stuff, these Karens and shit is gonna cry because Cynthia's gonna have some kind of dinner at her house at Lake Bailey and gonna ask all these questions. And one of the questions is who do you think is the prettiest? Who do you think is the smartest? Whatever. And Kyle Richards and some other white ladies are gonna be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe these questions. These questions are oh my gosh, you know what I'm saying? And they're gonna be like, and then Cynthia's gonna like, bitch, answer the question. It ain't even that dang serious to be acting like that. And King is gonna be like, well, I can see where this could be a little, a little dangerous to deal with, and a little hard to kind of process. And I'm looking at King like, Wanch, are you crazy?
Yeah, I didn't watch it, but I've caught some people recap on it, and they was like they didn't like the way she was moving towards Cynthia in their friendship. Like they were supposed to
Yeah.
be friends, and now you got these other women for other casts, and now you trying to you low key shading her and stuff,
Yeah.
and I didn't like that.
Switch the game up. So I was like, and that's just more of King and stuff that I just don't like no more. Like I liked that she was smart. I thought she was gonna really get the girls together. I didn't think she was gonna come all white girlish and stuff for at least not 3 seasons. But now we like 10, like maybe 8 seasons in for her. And I'm just like, girl, like, what is going on? Every time it's time to roast a bitch, you're all like, oh my gosh, farmer, oh my gosh, Becca, all that bull crap. I'm like, nah, Kenya, it need to be MF like you was doing the first season. Hey, baby doll access. It need to be on some Detroit stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like not all that I don't know. It needs to be low down just like the rest of them are. Like that whole stupid ass pizza. Your man's gonna get a $5 pizza with that stupid ass read of Phaedra's. Oh,
Well,
because
you know they
yeah,
say
I can roast with Phaedra because Phaedra's not fast. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Phaedra's methodical. I'm methodical with my shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm totally here. I just didn't understand how Kenya let that read go.
What now they're saying that her and Marlo might not be friends again, even though that friendship that they built last season was strategic for them to get to gang up on Portia, and now they supposed to be the fell out again. And I'm like, okay, so what?
Yeah, I heard that too.
I'm like, at this point, I'm like, what is really going on? So I don't know how. I think this new season of Housewives is gonna be boring to me because the people that they have on, it's like if y'all just the season 13 should have been the last season, and been done with it.
No, I think season 13 should have been that. It should have died off for one season and came back.
Yeah, and then you know what? And then I'm really tired of Atlanta. Like we've gotten a lot out of Atlanta. Can we go to some more cities? Like
Yeah.
I need a New Orleans one.
Ooh, girl, that would be a trip.
Because they got so many cultures, they got so many shades of black women, you know, child. They had that the Dallas one was cool, but they didn't represent Texas how it's supposed to be represented. Like they didn't have it
Not at all.
multicultural. They had it white women, a Mexican lady, and then the Asian lady at the end. It
At
wasn't
the
no black
end,
women
and
on
the Asian
there.
lady looked like she would have been the the Biz Naive. I wish she would have got a couple seasons in.
Yeah, and they didn't have no black people. How you gonna be Texas and no black people?
I lived in Dallas for 8 years, and I don't know no black people with no money. I mean, unless you go get Sarah Jakes, you know what I'm saying, or you know what I'm saying.
Mhm.
I don't remember no black families with money there. I'm sure if I was like raised there, I was born there, but if I had been raised there, I probably would know some black names. I'm sure there are some, but I was there for 8 years and I never heard it. And I was in a lot of different stuff in way more than I am here.
So is there like then should have just expanded it to Houston then? Cause is
Maybe
there
I don't know about no black families in Houston either. I feel like the black
um
families with money is in the country
oh okay. Okay.
in Texas. I'm not saying there aren't any, but that's the only people that I knew had money. They were black and they was in the country.
I got you. I mean it usually happens like that though.
Yeah, but also
Especially
there
when
are the Pilar. I don't know where Pilar Sanders is, but she was black, married to Deion Sanders in Dallas. Um, like again, I don't think Sarah Jakes would have even got on the Housewives
no,
show.
baby.
No,
She says,
I,
honey. I'm a woman of God, honey.
of God,
She said, I'm not no Mary Cosby. of the cloth, okay?
yeah,
This is
yes,
legacy royalty
behind the veil. Okay,
behind of it, okay? Or we can like, what else city with different cultures and still could have something like Chicago
Chicago.
maybe.
Yeah, we said at the same time Chicago. I
Um,
like the New Orleans, definitely.
Um, I I mean, could we had an Oklahoma one? I mean, Tulsa's
They got a
very
gang
rich.
of black now, honey. They got fat black families with buku cash in Oklahoma. Folks, don't sleep on Oklahoma, baby.
Well, that's why I was asking you. Could they do an Oklahoma one?
They would
Because
have had to go to Oklahoma City.
I know it's very rich in history, and I'm pretty sure it
See,
don't get
people would have
talked
said
about.
Tulsa, but they would have had to go for them black folks. With the money, they'd have had to been on the northeast side of, or well, it's kind of like the east side of Oklahoma City.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, they could have went to Oklahoma City and had some black folks, some white folks. They could have had a couple and some Indians, baby. And I'm not talking about no
Um.
Indians from India. I'm talking about Native Americans.
Yeah. Oh, cause
They
honey, they
got some
got the
Native
money
Americans
with
that
them
got buku
reservations.
cash,
Yes.
buku,
Yes.
and they got big personality, but they'd have been talking like chok chok and with the chalk talk channel, they might have had to do subtitles.
Oh well,
But
I'm all down for that. My grandpa he was full blooded Cherokee, so I'm kind of used to hearing them talk. And he
yeah,
was, and so but get a city with some different cultures, honey. Let everybody be represented, not two or three cultures,
I
but
mean, because if you didn't went to Salt Lake, bitch, y'all could have went anywhere else. And then
that's
you
what
know
I'm saying. I was like, how did they pick Salt Lake out of all things? But we
and
glad they did because they are giving what needs to
they
be
are
given.
giving what we need. And then the thing about it is, see, Phoenix is becoming a new black mecca.
Really.
Yes, ma'am. A lot of black folks have been going to Phoenix for the last like 6, 7, 8 years.
Okay, well they can do with Phoenix, Arizona, because you know what? Also in Arizona, they're also Mormon too.
Yeah.
So, so like that can be a play on like Phoenix in kind of like, and I wondered, are there Black Mormons there since it's more Black people in Phoenix than Salt
Mhm.
Lake, you know?
And then we seeing all these black folks out of Minnesota. I'm like, okay, Milwaukee and
They ain't gonna do that. That's too. I mean, well, I don't know because they did
well, they
Atlanta.
more mixed. They ain't black. They be mixed up in that area.
Yeah, I mean they did Atlanta, so who knows? I don't know, but this Dubai is not. I mean, it's
Oh, I
not
ain't
appealing to
seen
me.
Dubai.
Well, they just started filming, so it's not out, but it's not appealing to me. They was like, "Oh, this is the real money," but I'm like,
And the
okay,
ladies look plain in their face. They didn't look fabulous to me.
yeah. I'm just like, I don't know, and then I can't tell if they got. I look like they got some mixed women. I don't know if they got any melanated women.
I can
I'm
get
just
with
like,
Seattle, Miss Matthews. I can get with Seattle definitely.
oh, that yeah, because we don't really hear too much about Seattle.
I don't like Seattle. I used to go there with one of my jobs, but mm-mm. But I can see them being there. But I can definitely see Chicago. They should have been put in Chicago together a long time ago. Definitely a New Orleans. Okay. And that's about all I can see real good. Real good. So New Orleans. Okay, so I'm going up the Eastern Seaboard. There ain't nothing but Charleston. Somebody said Charleston in the thing. Charleston, Charlotte. No, that's too little. Um, Raleigh, Durham. Um, Richmond. Ooh, child, that'd be so southern, girl. Oh my gosh.
And that's where Karen needs to cross over from Potomac to go to Richmond.
Okay. Ooh, baby. The Real Housewives of the well, they tried DC, but it didn't work out.
That's because they didn't have the right people, though.
Yeah, I don't think they had the right people.
Baby, you got listen, honey. You got some ghetto politician wives that have been on it. I
Okay.
mean, y'all found Giselle. Oh my god! Like, I'm sure they
Ugh,
would have been.
Giselle is disgusting.
Yeah, I'm like, how? Y'all couldn't get nobody. I'm sure y'all can get so much. So, but well, I guess because she's messy and that's what they were looking for. But I'm like, we need something light on the eyes.
Well,
Like not
girl,
light eyes, but we need something that we can tolerate. Okay,
well, Karen's aging backwards. She looks great.
she does look great.
But if they do like a girl, if they did one that was like, I mean, I want them to go somewhere where the money is at Hampton Roads, okay? Real Housewives of the Hampton Roads. Do you know where that is?
Yeah, Rhode Island, isn't it?
Hampton. You know where Hampton University is in Virginia?
Oh, it's in Virginia. Oh yeah,
Right, but
that's
it's the
Giselle. I
peninsula.
need somebody that knows Giselle on one of these franchises. Be like, mm-hmm.
It's the peninsula area. And that's very nice. Newport News. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm.
girl, that's where we want to be at. I want us to go see all that and the lake houses and the swans and all. Yeah. hmm Yeah. Like, I don't want to go no steel mill. I don't want shit in Ohio. No, I can do Philadelphia though.
Oh yeah, you know what? Because those like, I don't know if you ever watched the show with the Mob Wives. Hmm.
Oh yeah, I watched My Wives. Yeah.
That'll be a good thing.
Yeah, I
Because
can
then
do Philadelphia and Baltimore.
we'll have another kind of like they like mob wives mixed with housewives, so you're gonna get a little crime here and there, and you're gonna have
Right.
it. Now that'll be a good setup right there.
Because really, the formula for the housewives is so boring now. Like you gotta have these real life cases that's going on, like these fraud cases that they be getting and their husband be getting under.
Mm-hmm.
Because really, that's what happens with a lot of rich people. There's some kind of fraud, some kind of fugazi, some kind of court case, some kind of
Because they scheming
lawsuit.
the IRS with them loopholes.
Yeah. Where sexy but Allen Iverson is from Newport News. Yeah. I'm like, I want to go. I didn't been in those areas once upon a time. I'm like, I want to be back here where all this money at. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, yes.
Wait,
But
what about instead of the Real Housewives of New York City? What about like Manhattan? Because that's money.
who just Manhattan. But I
Mm-hmm.
think somebody does live in Manhattan on there. No, they live Upper East Side. Never mind. Yeah, that would be nice if they wanted to go, like more as precise. But they need to get a new formula with these housewives because they're boring.
They
The
are.
only two ones that really set it off, people be acting like Potomac was really setting it off. Potomac wasn't doing shit for
Well,
me.
for me, for me, it was given a lot, but it's just, I got
A
tired
lot of
of it.
what?
I got burnt out quick because they never called out Giselle. They just overpassed her. Like, y'all act like she's the Godfather. Like, she can't be checked. And I'm like, can y'all please check her?
Well, this is my thing. I feel like it's a bunch of high school bullcore of Potomac. You know what I'm saying? Your mama, your feet, your this, that. To me, girl, I ain't got time for that, girl. I am grown. Okay? Like, my thing is, you talking about housewives, don't have these young 20 somethings out here with these 40s and 50s. I don't think I like that dynamic no more.
Yeah, I think they need to. They should be all the same age because then you kind of get the miscommunication stuff and all that.
Yeah.
But for me, it's Potomac and Salt Lake, but Salt Lake is like, Salt Lake is number one right now, cause honey. And the thing I like about Salt Lake is like it's nothing like they can, and a lot of people like they don't really like Salt Lake for this reason is because when they get in a fight, they're like, "Oh, I'm still mad at you at this." The next 3 episodes, like we're kind of like all hanging out, da 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 da, and it's not so much of their fighting and everything. Like they're kind of like it's fun shade, but you know it's just different personalities and it's not just one thing. And I'm so glad they ain't twerking on here, Lord Jesus.
Yeah, I'm sick of all the twerking too. So for me, it's definitely not Potomac. It's definitely Salt Lake and Beverly Hills
Well, I said I
for this
still have to
season.
get Beverly Hills and OC. I still gotta watch those too.
My third is New York, and I don't be caring what nobody say.
Well,
New
I
York
think they
was
said they not. I don't think they're filming right now.
Yeah, some bullshit's going on. I really liked New York. To me, I liked Ebony's black ass on there, and she wasn't giving them white girls slack for nothing. Every microaggression, every slight abuse of the words, baby, she was on their butt. Do you hear me? And I'm like, yes, like it's so good to see that. It's so good to give us options on how to speak in those moments. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Instead of just trying to cuss you out, because anybody can cuss somebody out.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna educate you, okay? But a lot of people are saying this they probably not gonna bring it back because the ratings went down, and you know why the ratings went down because you know
Yeah.
they got somebody melanated that's gonna check those women. Like I'm not gonna let you talk to me any kind of way.
Exactly. Well, girl, I'm going to sleep.
Okay, well, good night. It was nice chatting with you for 2 videos.
Yes, it was good talking with you too. Thank you for coming through. You're always welcome. Well, you know you anyway. I have to say that to you, but yes, I enjoyed your commentary and thank you for helping me out in all the ways that you did when I was like, "What? What am I talking about?" Shit.
You're welcome.
Yeah. All right. Good night to the chat as well. We'll see y'all
Good night,
tomorrow. We'll come
everyone.
back. We'll come back tomorrow at some point for the Porsche. Okay.
And then y'all really be chatting for real.
Yeah, because girl,
That's
they's a
my
clown
shade,
over
y'all.
there.
That's my shade, not hers.
And but also that not only that, but girl, it's so much that we have to talk about these Negroes.
And we can make 2, 3 videos, educational videos off this show right there. Because,
Yeah.
honey, okay then, girl.
Okay. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye bye.